Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Definition, and this is the channel where we explain it so you don't have to. Game of Thrones has just dropped its second episode, and it's pretty clear that after a slightly slower season premiere, all of the big pieces are finally falling into place. Though this again felt like a lot of setup, it's intriguing to see all of the characters coming together, and I'm pretty stoked to see what will happen down the line. Throughout this video, I'll be breaking down everything that you need to know about episode 2, as well as what it could lead to in episode 3. This is full spoilers ahead, so if you haven't seen the latest release in the season yet and don't want to know what happens, then I highly recommend that you turn off now. With that out the way, I hope you enjoy the video. Now sit back, relax, and let's get into my ending explained breakdown of Game of Thrones Season 8 Episode 2. Okay, so just a quick recap on Episode 1. The premiere of the season felt like a big high school reunion with a lot of the cast of characters meeting after many years apart. Cersei said something that will forever be quoted by teenage girls on Instagram. Sam divulged to Jon that Daenerys is his auntie, which he insists is treason, and Bran had a week-long staring contest with Jaime Lannister. Episode 2 picks up immediately after this, with Jaime arriving at Winterfell like the new kid on campus. None of the characters have followed him for 7 seasons, so they kinda remember him as the bad guy from primary school that you've been trying to avoid your entire life because he wedgied you once. It's clear that he's had a change of heart though, and early on, Jaime reminds us why we love him so much by telling everyone that this goes beyond loyalty and is about survival. Brienne vouches for him, and because Sansa vouches for Brienne, he's quickly accepted as the new hot guy in school that everyone wants to sit with. Jaime pretty much goes through the episode, setting things up for the future, and we get him venturing around the area, meeting the characters and trying to show that he's the MVP. If you're like me and thought that Bran could be a bit mad at him for, well, pushing him out of a window, you'll be pleased to know that there are no grudges held because 1. Jaime is the new jock and Bran needs the cool points, and 2. He has the ability to see through time and has probably been staring at Jaime since season 1, so knows that he's a changed man. Jaime also catches up with Tyrion to bash their sister and reunites with Brienne to hash it out a bit. He ends up knighting her later in the episode, which is a nice little conclusion of their arc together and all the things they've been through. Arya is also looking at getting some loving finally, which no, it's not creepy. I know she might seem like she's still 12 years old and that, yeah? But I'm pretty sure she's about 32 now, so just let the girl get some, right? It can't all be sex and sisters though, as the White Walkers are slowly, very slowly walking towards Winterfell, and Dany meets up with Sansa to mend bridges. The two kind of discuss what's happening and what will eventually happen, and it's clear that Dany won't let the love for her boyfriend, get in the way of the throne. Anyway, they decide that the way to attract the Night King is to lure him out using Bran. If you've seen my Night King explain video, which if you haven't, go watch it after this, then you'll know that Bran has been marked by the character and therefore can be found by him at all times. They plan to use this to draw him out and finally take him down, though it probably won't be that easy. There's almost like a prom party where all the characters talk, and there's even some sex, though we don't see any nudity, which if that's what you came for, then this'll be the worst Game of Thrones episode ever. Anyway, Jon has been ghosting Dany since he found out she's his auntie and has never once given him a Christmas present, and the two hash it out and it becomes pretty clear that Jon also has a claim to the throne, which will probably put him in the firing line of Dany's favourite dragon. Just as they're about to discuss who will get the throne when this is all over, they are saved by the bell, literally, and the horns of war sound. I pretty much wrote this entire video as a high school metaphor for that one saved by the bell line, and yeah, it wasn't worth it. I'm sorry. Anyway, the Night King and co are finally here and there's about to be a big showdown. Episode 3 is clearly going to be the big battle that's been teased in the trailers, and man, I really can't wait for this huge showdown. Cersei didn't even need to be present in this episode, and her absence actually makes you realise that she's going to be absent for the fight going forward. I actually think that the majority of the forces will be slaughtered here, as from a writing point of view, the Golden Company needs to come in at some point down the line, so it makes sense that our Winterfell wonders will lose and will be forced to team up with them in the future. It's going to make a great third episode, and I definitely think that all this setup will be worth it. Obviously, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the episode, and if you were disappointed by the premiere, did this restore your faith? Comment below and let me know, and if you enjoyed this video then please like it and make sure you check out my breakdown of the first episode, which will be linked at the end. I'm going to be breaking down every episode of Game of Thrones week by week, so make sure you stay locked into the channel for updates every Monday. This is a channel for people who are never missing television, so if that's the kind of thing you like, you need to subscribe to Definition. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this. You've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.